Hello and welcome back to the Grunt Perspective. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the DZ rig from Crossfire, Australia. Now, if you're only interested in the DZ rig, you can probably skip forward about 10 minutes or so because I'm about to talk about how I use it and like what my thoughts are on it, and like how I kind of use the rig. Right. So if you don't care about that, which I understand if you don't, because there's not a lot of videos on YouTube about the DZ rig. So I'm sure a lot of people are just trying to see what's up with it. Then yeah, just skip forward a little bit, and then you'll see what I got inside the rig itself. But for the meantime, I'm going to talk about how I use it. So I use this in conjunction with a plate carrier. And when I say that, I mean like a setup like plate carrier. Um, I kind of view this type of kit, this like belt kit, as more of like a capability. If I feel like I want or need more stuff, then this is just a different type of belt that I can wear with my plate carrier. I make a little bit of adjustments to my plate carrier. I take some unnecessary stuff off, and then I wear this instead with it. Um, so the stuff I keep on my plate carrier, I still keep my radios, one or two of them on my plate carrier. I still keep all of my admin gear, my map gear, my signals gear. Anything that falls into the category of like administration is still on my plate carrier. Um, Water, I usually keep about a 2 or 3 liter Camelback on my plate carrier. So there's not a lot of water on this rig, and I think it's important to state that because most belt kits are kind of a all-encompassing. This is my only piece of gear, and if I'm wearing a plate carrier, it's just completely slick. That's not what I'm doing. I still have 4 mags on my plate carrier, all of my admin gear, my ATAC, my maps, my signals, all that crap. Um, I usually keep smokes on my plate carrier and frags on my belt. So in this application, I have smokes on the belt now, but that would normally be where the smoke grenades are. I still have my tourniquets on my plate carrier. I just have an IFAK on the belt here. So if you're watching this and you're like, this dude is missing some serious stuff, it's on my plate carrier. Another thing about belt kit, why I think it's important right now, is Ukraine, obviously. You watch the videos, you read the reports and things like that. Most of those dudes out there that are fighting in those like conventional infantry roles are carrying fully set up belts like this and fully set up plate, like a plate carriers with upwards of 10 to 14 magazines on them, and they are going out for long durations of time, expending a lot of ammunition, and they're having a lot of trouble with their like logistical lines and things like that. So they're being forced to use gear more like this. And while that is not what we're trying to do in the American military, right? It can happen. The American military is a lot better about that kind of stuff, a lot better about like your logistics and your resupply and things like that. We're a lot better at that. Um, but nevertheless, it can still happen, right? So if I feel like I'm going to need it, then it's just another type of belt that I can wear that's going to help me out with that. Um, and that is kind of my use for it in a nutshell. So like I said, if you see stuff that's not on here that should be on here, it's probably on my plate carrier. But I wanted to make a video on the DZ rig specifically because there's not a lot of videos on YouTube about it. There's a few, and they're all good, but I just feel like, another one couldn't hurt, I guess. And I really wanted to get this rig, and I did because of it. And so talking about it, it's about $350, which sounds steep, but it's very competitively priced compared to other belt kits. Like the JJ stuff is around like 350 to 450, depending on the options. The Velocity rig is like $500, and the Nixie Works rig is about $400 as well. So really, of all of the options on the market, this one is the cheapest, other than like the Smersh gear. And I don't think a lot of people want to use the Smersh gear. So it sounds a little bit steep, but compared to its competitors, it's actually very fairly priced. So yeah. So because I use it with a plate carrier, the first thing I did with it was I swapped out the harness to a Velocity, the Jungle Kit rig harness, the Jungle Rig like a harness. And the reason being, this is much more low profile than the one that they send you. The one that they send you is great, padded. It's got a lot of features, but I prefer to wear my harness under my plate carrier, not over. And if I were to be wearing it under, then I would just be creating a lot of hot spots with all of that padding, and it wouldn't let my plate carrier fit right. So I swapped it out to this more low profile type of harness, which I like much more. I also like the American style of harness much more, that has the 2 straps on the front and the 1 on the rear. I feel like that it supports the load better, keeps the rig more balanced. That's definitely an opinion thing, though. A lot of people say the opposite. That's just how I like it. No matter what, if I was using this by itself or with a plate carrier, I would still use this harness for that reason. Looking at the inside here, it's got this nice big pad that's like nice and contoured to your hips and your body shape. When I'm wearing the rig, right about here is where the direct sides of my body are. And that's perfect because there's nothing in front of my legs to get in the way of my legs like moving. I can still sit down comfortably. I can still bring my legs up comfortably. Really, you don't even feel it. As far as it like being in the way of your body, it is absolutely not. So that is a great feature of the rig. It's secured in the front with a buckle. You have the option to get a plastic type of Cobra buckle with it, but I don't know why you would want that. It's not load rated, it's plastic, and then on top of that, this whole belt itself is not load rated anyway. So you're not going to be missing out by not getting the Cobra buckle. I just got the standard buckle and it works great. So that's kind of the inside of the rig. Getting around to the back and the outside. Straps galore. It comes in 2 sizes. You have a medium large and a large extra large. This is a medium large. The large extra large, the center pouch back here is a little bit wider, probably like that, which is going to allow you to fit some more gear back there. But do not buy the large extra large just for the bigger pouch, because then obviously the belt is going to wrap further around the front of your body, and then you're not going to be getting the benefits that I was just talking about it being on the side of your body and out of the way. Then it's going to be in your fucking way, right? So get the size that you need, and then the rig is going to be comfortable. And I promise you would more prefer the rig to be comfortable than to carry just a little bit more. So this is a medium large, and these 3 pouches here are all 3 exactly the same size, and they're all hard sewn onto the rig itself. On the sides, on both sides, you have 4 columns of MOLLE, which they come with these magazine pouches on both sides. You can see that I've replaced this one. So you get that because if you're running a belt gun or like a 240 or a saw or something like that, you can swap the pouches out for the pouches that you need. Or if you're wanting to do more of like a leader's pouch, which isn't what this is, but you could swap that out here as well. And you have a little bit of customizability on the front of the rig here on both sides. So they come with 2 of these pouches, the triple magazine pouches. I've removed one, and I'll talk about that as I get to it. But that's kind of what's going on with the rig itself. The only thing I don't really care for is the harness. But now we will talk about what I got going on within the rig. So we'll start here. On the front of these triple mag pouches, I have a grenade pouch from Tactical Tailor. It's their smoke or flashbang pouch. One of the reasons why I like this pouch is because it obviously will fit a smoke or a flashbang, but it's also not so large to where you can't put frags inside of it and it's going to like swallow it up. So like I said, normally I put smokes on my plate carrier, frags on my belt. So this would be frags, but I wanted to put a smoke in there to demonstrate that it can fit a smoke grenade or a frag grenade. Now, on to the pouches themselves. All of the pouches have this same type of closure mechanism where you have a strap here, a bungee strap that you can put over the tail of the pouch so you can't open it, which might be useful for amphibious or airborne ops or something like that. And then you have this pull tab as well as some Velcro here that if you wish, you can silence. For my magazine pouches, I want to have the Velcro open and exposed. So if I pull a magazine out and I don't have time to do the pull tab, it'll still stay shut like that. But this little tab here is like reinforced with maybe some sort of plastic or maybe just extra webbing. And then it tucks inside there on the bottom of the pouch like that. So I have 3 magazines per pouch here for a total of 6. And then again, I got the 4 on my plate carrier. On the subject of these pouches, these are the only triple mag pouches I've ever used that aren't an absolute bitch with PMags. They go in easy, they come out easy, and you can put them in either orientation which you want. If you want them to be like perpendicular to your body, you can do it like that. If you want them to be parallel to your body, you can obviously do it like that too. The way that I use these is I pull the first one out, and then, you know, that goes in the gun. And then if I want to do a tactical reload, it goes in the back like that to keep a fresh mag in the front, as well as to make it easier to put in, right? Because you can get caught up on the front lip of this pouch like that if you don't do it like that. So that's how I use those. And very nice pouches. Just like I said, they're the only pouches I've ever used that aren't an absolute bitch with PMags. So they work great. So 6 on the belt, more on the plate carrier. On the back, I have a Grimlock that holds my gloves. Just some mechanics like fast fit gloves. They're, you know, cheap, they're durable, they work good, they're good to go. Right. Here I have a pouch for my headlamp and for my multi-tool. I've found that I want to have these 2 items in their own pouch, because if they were in this pouch per se, it's just kind of a bitch to open that pouch up to only get these things out, and they're not really secured in the same spot every time within that pouch. With the frequency which I'm getting to those 2 items, I just would prefer them to have their own pouch. So they do right there. On to my first sustainment pouch here. You can see I have the bungee cord there so it doesn't come open. I pull that open. This is like my, I guess like my survival, my sustainment pouch type thing. Right here I have a weapons cleaning kit. Got some food, got some 550 cord. I got a small survival shelter, just a tent footprint from Big Agnes. Then I got some batteries, 4 AA's, 4 123 batteries for NVGs and PEC 16s and shit. Then I got a survival kit with a lighter, some tape, some Tinder Quicks, some water bags, a space blanket, and some water purification tablets if I were to ever need that kind of thing. And that's all that's inside of this pouch. Onto this pouch here, I keep my NVGs, which I'm going to undummy cord right now. Again, I got this on here, so nothing can pull that open. If I'm not wearing my nods, they go inside here. And I don't think I've shown this on the channel yet. I've definitely shown it on Instagram. But this is a Pelican case, which I keep my NVGs in. It's a Pelican M60 case from a guy that's broken 2 sets of 31s now. They're very fragile. So I put them inside here. I've got some isomat foam, some double-sided tape. I lay the nods out flat, which is in the position where they're least likely to get broken. They go inside here, box closes, and then the whole box goes inside of this pouch. Also got another pouch coming in the mail to where I can put this on the back of my regular belt setup. So be on the lookout for that video. But that's what the nods go in. Works out great. I've also positioned it in the very back center because I feel like that's probably the least likely position for them to be broken. In the direct back of my body, only thing I got to worry about is like when I sit down in a truck or something like that, to not put too much pressure on it. But, you know, I don't do that very often. Generally a foot mobile guy. So not really a huge concern for me, but it might be a concern for you. You might want to put it on the side or something like that, just to make it even less possible for your nods to get broken. But this is great. You know, it's dust resistant, it's water resistant. I wouldn't say it's waterproof. I would definitely want to put my nods inside of a plastic bag or something inside there if I was doing amphibious ops with this kit, as well as a lot of other preparation. But yeah, that's how I got that going on. Again, that's a Pelican M60 case. So this pouch here is my canteen pouch. I have a singular canteen with some water purification tabs taped to the back. I have a canteen cup in the bottom. I've probably never used a canteen cup for anything other than shaving, but whatever, it's in there. If you want to use it, then you can use it. I usually don't have a canteen cup inside there just because I don't really use it, but I know that the British dudes are going to think that that's fucking insane. But yeah. Now, on the side of that pouch, of course, I got the bayonet, which is fucking sick. If I were to need it, then I got it, right? Most of the Marine Corps rifles now have suppressors. So if I were to want to, I would probably put a suppressor pouch right there so I can take my suppressor off, put my bayonet on, you know, good stuff like that. But yeah, onto the side here, I have the Spiritus Mutant pouch, which I put on there because I wanted the ability to put a radio on the belt, even though I don't normally carry a radio on the belt, but I still wanted to have the capability. So this is mainly an IFAK pouch that inside here I have my IFAK insert, you know, just the standard U.S. Army insert that has all the accoutrement of supplies inside there. And then on the front of this pouch, again, I have another smoke grenade, which would more than likely be a frag grenade if I were to be using this with my plate carrier, which, like I said, I am. But yeah, that is the DZ rig, how I use it, what I keep in it when I am using it. Overall, I think it's a really good rig. I think it's a product that's very forward thinking of what the infantryman might face in the future. And because of that, I really wanted to get one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.